what is not. And what is not, holds everything. This is Shunyata.
Kindly watch the video linked in the comments first. It is shared solely for your inner growth. It contains essential guidelines on how to maximize the benefits of the content. Skipping it may waste your time and dilute the true purpose of what follows. Please watch the videos in the recommended sequence only, as watching them out of order may lead to confusion.
Wow! I'm so excited to start.
That's good. Let's begin by removing the base of your confusion, also referred to as ignorance.
But please tell me first, how did I acquire ignorance?
You didn't choose to be ignorant, your elders passed it on to you. You trusted them, so you believed what they said. But a lot of what they told you was never really checked to see if it was true. People listened just because those grown-ups seemed smart or important. No one asked questions. That's called obeying authority. This kind of obedience often comes from fear. If you don't follow, you might get in trouble. So people just follow without thinking. People are trained for what to think but never for how to think.
That's crazy. I was fooled by the very people I trusted the most. Why did they take advantage of my innocence? Does that mean everything the great masters said or wrote is false?
As for the people you trusted, just like you, they were also misled by the ones they trusted. This cycle of ignorance has been going on for thousands of years. So we can't really blame anyone in particular. But yes, there were a few selfish people in the past who twisted the truth on purpose, to control others by using fear. Power often leads to corruption. The more power someone has to control others, the more they abuse it. When power isn't balanced with humility, it can turn into a tool for selfish gains. Being uneducated and ignorant might be fate. But being educated and still clueless? Now that's a real big tragic comedy. The so-called educated walk around full of big words, which they memorized in institutions. Like parrots, they repeat theories they've never questioned. No thinking, no doing, just echoing. This is how blind beliefs are flourished. That's not wisdom. That's choosing to stay a slave, eagerly volunteering to be tied in invisible chains, just to fit in, just to be accepted and appreciated by the crowd. This is the endless rat race of living for survival.
Does that mean I should not trust anybody?
No, that's not what I mean. You can listen to someone who speaks without any selfish intentions, only to help you out. That kind of guidance is like a divine message meant to evolve you into a better version. Ignorance is believing in false knowledge to be true. We'll now start by questioning the person you think you are.
Huh? I don't understand.
Who are you?
I'm Arab.
That's partly true.
What do you mean?
Your name is just what people use to talk to you, but that's not who you really are. What you truly are inside is something you haven't discovered yet.
I'm confused. What do you mean by what and who I am?
Who you think you are is only your body and your thoughts. They seem real, but they aren't your true self.
But that can't be. Everyone calls me Arab. That's who I am.
Everyone calling you Arab also don't know their true self, hence ignorant. Like you, they too learned these things when they were young and never questioned them. Ignorant people aren't bad, they're just being taught wrongly. They were born in innocence and destined to die in ignorance of believing their body and thoughts. So we don't fight ignorance, we fight ignorance by removing it and by knowing the truth.
Are you saying I'm not this body?
Can you find your name Arab written on any part of your body or in your blood?
No. But still, my whole body together is Arab.
If that's true, then are your clothes also Arab, since you are wearing them?
No. Clothes are not Arab. They just belong to me.
Exactly. You can feel, that is, you can experience your clothes, so they are not you. You can only experience something if it's separate from you. Right? And that what is separate from you is not your true self. Hope this clears your doubt.
Yes. No doubt about it, they are separate from me because I can experience them, hence, not me.
Perfect. Now, if you can feel your hands, legs, and body, then are they really you?
Okay, then who am I really?
Let's find the one called Arab and break that illusion once for all.
Illusion? What's that?
An illusion is something that looks real but isn't. Like a mirage, it looks like water, but it's not. It's only a trick of light.
Okay, that makes sense.
Here's another rule: whatever changes is not true.
What do you mean?
Suppose I disappear in front of your eyes. Would that experience be true or an illusion?
That would be an illusion. It would just be a hallucination.
Exactly. Now think, since we started talking, many things have changed. My words, the wind, the birds flying, the trees moving, even the sun's position. All these are changing. So, are they truly real?
I don't know. But how can the sun, trees, and mountains be illusions? They'll still be here long after I'm gone.
Let's imagine this. What if time speeds up super fast, like a million years passing in 1 second? In a few seconds, everything you see now would vanish. Wouldn't that feel like an illusion?
Yeah, I see your point. Even my body has changed over the years.
Exactly. So now tell me, if everything you see, feel, perceive or understand changes, what is the one thing that never changes?
Maybe this present moment?
Great. You've just touched upon the truth. The here and now, this awareness, is the only thing that never changes, even while everything around it keeps changing. All else, all things we can see, hear, or feel, are constantly shifting. So they belong to the world of illusion. This is the ultimate test of truth, the paradox. When two seemingly opposite answers both feel true, then you've found a deeper truth. Because for reality to exist, duality must exist. One thing can only be known by its opposite. Without darkness, you wouldn't understand light. Without one, the other cannot exist. Anything that remains unchanging belongs to the category of truth, while that which is changing falls into the category of the false, hence illusion or untrue. But though it is untrue in the ultimate sense, we refer to it as real because all bodily actions occur within the realm of transactional reality.
What do you mean by transactional reality?
Transactional reality is like a group agreement, a shared way of seeing things so people can live together and do daily tasks like eating, working, and talking. For example, we all agree that you and me are separate people, even though, deep down, that's not really true. Don't ask how just yet, I'll reveal later.
Can you give any examples of transactional reality?
Transactional reality is like what you and I call this tree. But there's no such thing as the tree. In the tree itself, no part of it inherently contains treeness. In different languages, it's called by different names. So, which one is the true tree? The fact is, we simply agree to call this object a tree. Without that agreement, there is no such thing as tree, in essence. It's merely an object of reference, a label assigned by mutual agreement or majority consensus. Does this help clarify your doubt about your name and the nature of transactional reality?
Wow! That helps me understand the illusion of my name and all objects. Very nicely explained. There are no further doubts. Arab is merely a concept, not this body.
You've accepted that you are not Arab, the name. But do you still identify your true self to be this body?
I am confused.
Let us take a break now. Seems your intelligence has reached its limits.
I accept that I am not the body. But if I am not the body, then who am I?
We'll meet again soon. Until then, contemplate deeply and come back with any further doubts if they arise. Then we will find out who you are not and what you truly are.